So, hi, Tali. Nice to meet you. Do I
Nice.
pronounce it correct? Is it Tali or how do I pronounce it best?
Tali, yeah.
Okay, so nice to meet you. My name is Sven from Songfestival.be, and it's nice to meet you. So we're honored that we have this conversation with you, this interview with you, as the first participant of Luxembourg since 31 years or 30 years, 31 years. So what an honor is that? First of all, maybe could you introduce yourself a little bit? Who is Tali?
Yes, of course. Um, so I'm Tali, as you already said. I started music very young. I started with classical piano when I was 6, and then I fell in love with singing a bit later when I was 12. And then since then, I've been writing songs, doing theater, um, and my whole life I've been moving a lot. So I was
Yes.
born in Israel, but after 5 months, I moved to Chile for 4 years, then Argentina for 6 years, then Luxembourg, and my family has stayed here ever since. My family's already been in Luxembourg for 13 years, so it's really what we call home. Um, and I studied in New York. I studied musical theater. I moved to New York when I was 19, and that's where I really found myself musically. And I learned a lot in New York, lots of rejections, lots of hardships. Um, and I also had like my own sort of music group, and we were gigging in places like Rockwood
Mhm.
Music Hall and the Cutting Room, some really cool gigs there. Um, and yeah, currently I'm in this stage in life, which is
Yes.
insane. I got my degree in May, and I would have never thought that I would be here um, at all. So I'm
So
so honored.
you had your degree in the United States, I guess. So you live there.
Yeah, so
Currently,
I
you're
lived
actually
there.
living in the United States.
Yeah, so I lived in New York for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and that's where I got my degree, and I just finished it in May. And then I became a music teacher, and I was also doing gigs at night. And all of a sudden, I get a notice that Luxembourg's doing a
Yes,
big audition for the Eurovision,
indeed.
and I submitted, and I would never thought I'd be back home like doing this at all.
So actually, you say back home because, as you say, born in Israel, went to Chile, went to the United States, but Luxembourg is your home then? You see it as
Yes,
your home country.
yes. It's definitely my home, but it's a tough question because I have a lot of like cultures, and I'm a cocktail of cultures, like I
It
have a
is.
big heart for all the countries that I've lived in. Um, and yeah, I feel like Luxembourg is my home because this is where my house is, this is where my friends are, this is where I've been living for the longest. And whenever I say I'm going back home, I mean Luxembourg, but I love all the places I've been at. It's cool to say that it's a cool life story for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think you're still quite a young person, so you have seen a lot of the world already at the young age, of course. Then, of course, maybe a little bit a more difficult question, but I need to ask it. You are born in Israel. I think your mother is from Israel as well. How is it going with the family? How are you coping with that? And I know in Eurovision, there's also a lot of speculation right now. What will happen with Israel? Will they participate? Because tonight it's also the national final there. So how do you feel about that?
It's really tough. I hate that this beautiful music unifying experience where all countries get together and celebrate music. I hate that it's turning into hate
Mhm.
and
Understand?
political opinions. And I understand everyone has their own political opinions. I get it, but I think um, it's really unfortunate.
I
And
know.
I think there's awful assumptions about me and about you know lots of people. And I think that we just need to, yes, voice our opinion, but be careful about what we say online. I've been getting a
I
lot of
know.
hate, and I have no control over it, but honestly, it makes me stronger. And I'm just here to impact people and sing and bring all the cultures that I have into the stage and really like just sing because that's what it is about and that's what it always has been about for me.
Yeah,
So to answer your question, like it's tough. Like war sucks anywhere. War sucks, and both sides are being affected, and it's so awful. It's so awful. Um, and I'm always for, that's why I do music too, to impact people and to bring people together, and to kind of escape from all the awful things in this world. So yeah,
that's a
it's
great
tough.
idea.
Like yeah, like bottom line, it's tough, but we just got to surround ourselves by people that make us feel good and like do the things that we love.
That's true. That's a great idea, I think, behind this whole contest. So you say actually, I know the online platforms can be very toxic. We have seen it in the history of Eurovision since we have the social media platforms. They have been toxic, and of course now with the war, with more political things happening in the world, we see it's becoming very toxic. So you say you become stronger about that. How about going to Malmö to the competition? These questions will come for sure, I guess. How do you feel about that? Um, Sometimes I can imagine it can be tough to get these questions.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to navigate all these questions because again, I'm like so not a political person. If this is a political spectrum, I'm like zero. Like I am not, like it's not what I do, it's not
Of
anything.
course, you're a musician.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm here to do. And I think that's what people should come see when they come see Malmö, It's about music, right? Like
It
it's
is.
always
It
about
is.
that. And I don't mean to give you like neutral answers. Like that's really what I believe in, Like I'm not here to like put on a mask and tell you
Mhm.
what I'm supposed to. Like I really believe it's about the music. And when I go to Malmö, it will be about the music and will be about Luxembourg. Like yes, I have
It
roots
is.
in Israel and I have roots in Chile and roots in my dad is Peruvian and I love New York. I have roots everywhere, but at the end of the day, like I'm there to represent Luxembourg and that's what I've chosen and that's what I'm there to do. So
And to
that's
unite the cultures you have.
yes, unite my beautiful colors, but represent Luxembourg with that. And also that's beautiful because Luxembourg 50% of oh, I think you got stuck.
You hear me? You still?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you well.
Okay, great.
Here we are again.
Okay. Sorry, my Wi-Fi might be switching. You can hear me?
Yes, perfectly. You hear me
Cool,
well?
great.
I'm not freezing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all good. Yeah. What I was saying is that Luxembourg is a cocktail of cultures too. Like
Yes.
50% plus of the population is international. So um, what an honor it is to represent such diversity. And that is also who I am. Like, while home is Luxembourg, I also have so many cultures. So I feel like I really do represent Luxembourg in that way. And I hope that I do it justice.
I'm sure of that. I'm really sure of that. Another
Beautiful.
question. The lyrics of your song, they are mostly in French. You sing in French. Uh, some of the title and some of the lyrics of the refrain are in English, but most of the time you sing in French. Is it a conscious choice to sing in French?
Yes, according to the production team and the writing team, they really wanted to have that dual language going on because they felt like it was very Luxembourg.
Yes.
In Luxembourg, like we speak so many languages, and French is the most spoken one. And so, with me being my mother tongue being English and then French being Luxembourg's, I think like putting both of them together makes like a beautiful mix, and I think it really represents me in Luxembourg in terms of languages. Um, so I think that was really intentional for sure.
Yeah, because it's yes, it's the mix of both languages, the mix of both cultures actually. Because
Yeah.
I think you were the only one, or there were two people. I think another singer also
Yes.
sang in French, but all the others did it in French, and all the others did it in English. So do you think it helped you to win the contest? So people in Luxembourg might be a little bit more attracted to a French song? it helped, you think?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I think it was a lot of things, but I think that could have, I didn't think about it until now. So that could have been the reason as well. But also, if you look at the statistics of when Luxembourg won, most
Mhm.
of the times the song is in French. So I think that's also really interesting that with French being part of the song, like maybe it's like it's a positive trend
Yes.
that maybe caught on to people, you know?
Yes, it is. It is. So it's good to have some extra French on the Eurovision again, because I think these last years it's only France, I think, who is bringing French to the Eurovision Song Contest. So
Yeah.
it's good to have some French songs again. I don't know, for Belgium, I think we are also bilingual or trilingual actually in Belgium. Um, but the song isn't known yet, but I don't think we will do it in French neither this year. So it can make a difference for you. It's something more unique then. About the song, so it's Fighter. Could you tell us something more about this? About the lyrics? What is it about?
Of course, yeah. Um, so as I've been saying, it's about the perseverance and the determination to keep going when you're at the bottom of the bottom in life.
Yes,
You know, like all of us struggle and all of us have a lot of hardships in life because we're human and that's what it's about. But it's about how we get up from those moments and how we keep going and are stronger than that. For me specifically, um, there are many moments in my life where I wanted to give up this career, you know, especially living in New York. Like, damn, it's hard. Like,
I
you know,
can
you walk
imagine.
into an audition room and there's 10 girls that look exactly like you, brunette, green eyes, waiting to sing the same 30 seconds. Yeah. And you walk in and there's like a pack of resumes. Um, and yeah, it's a tough career. And there were many times where I said, I can't do this anymore. I hate being so far away from my family. You know, anxiety, all the things ever, you know, that we struggle with as humans. But it's about how do we get up from those moments and become stronger and fight against that inner voice that's like, you suck, right? All the time.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, uh, I just love the song because I get to sing about that on that stage. And it's like, how cool that you didn't give up, Tali, and how cool that you're here now. And you're going to sing about that in Malmö. And so I think that it speaks a lot to me. But it's also very universal because everyone struggles, right? Like
that's
nobody's
true.
perfect. And so it's really super emotional, I think. But it's
Yeah,
also
so
such a cool song. Like
actually it's kind of
happy, but
magic.
yeah,
It's kind of
yeah.
magic. So it's about not giving up. And now it's the result of not giving up is you're going to the Eurovision Song Contest. You're there. So it's also a kind of autobiography.
Yeah, like
Um,
the song was written before the team met me, but when they heard me sing it and when I heard the song, I'm very picky, very picky. And when I heard the song and I heard the lyrics, I was like, I have to sing this. Like it spoke so much to me because I was like, wow, how come this song is like very, yeah, I really relate to it.
so it's also a kind of creative process. When did the creative process of the song actually start?
Yeah, good question. So I auditioned. My first ever submission was in July, and I sent in like four of my own songs because I'm a
Okay.
writer myself, and I was like, I have to sing a song that I wrote. It was like bottom line. So I sent in a bunch of songs, and they passed all the stages up until the November audition, which was the last audition.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they were like, we love your songs, but they're not Eurovision enough. And
Hmm.
we have this one song that we think you would be perfect for. And I was like, ah, oh, damn, no. And then I heard the song and I immediately like fell in love with it. I auditioned with it, I recorded it, I sent it to them, everything. And they loved it, and then that's how it happened. So it was very last minute, but the team told me that they wrote the song 3 years ago, and that
Okay.
they've been trying to find a singer for years, and they were also really picky, and I think both of us just kind of like the universe just
It's
kind
the
of brought us
power
together.
of the universe. It is.
Yeah, like it's crazy. So it really it's a beautiful story, and it's cool that we're here today with the team. It's
Great.
cool.
And it's only getting better, I think, now because now you have won Luxembourg Song Contest. Now, what is the planning for the next couple of weeks and months? Because it's getting busy.
Yes, it is. So far, it's been just like a couple meetings regarding what our next stages are, how our schedule is going to look like. So it's still kind of in the works. Um, but I got a little sneak peek of the ideas for the
The
styling,
staging.
and the styling is really cool. I'm very excited. I can't really say anything, but it's gonna
Ah,
be
you can't, you
beautiful.
can't, you can't say anything.
Um, think.
Something a little bit the same or completely different than what we saw in the national final.
Ooh, it's like bottom line, it's a little bit the same, but it is quite different in the best
Okay,
way. Like I think it will
okay.
be very
We're gonna be
cool.
surprised. We're gonna be surprised in Malmö.
Yeah, that's what we want. Is we want honestly what the team wants is for everything to be like shocking. So I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be really cool. Like just production and everything.
And so this is the work for the next couple of weeks and months, I guess. Staging, clothing, everything, the whole creative process to Malmö. Are you planning to go to some pre-Eurovision parties as well, or is it still in progress?
I would love to. I love to meet people. I'm such a people's person. And I would love to meet the Eurovision family anywhere we can. It's not up to me, but hopefully we can find ways to make that happen. For
It
now,
would
I
be
think we
great
got,
to meet you there at one of
yes,
the
it would be
parties.
so cool. It would be so cool. But yeah, I think we will because especially Luxembourg's not been part of it for a lot of years. So I think like hopefully we can make an appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you say that Luxembourg hasn't participated for a long time, 31 years. So I think a lot of fans were waiting for this moment. Um, so I can imagine when you will go on stage on the semi-final in Malmö, the audience will it will scream a lot, I think. So how will you feel about that, you think? Because it's quite a historic moment, eh? You're the first one now in the comeback of Luxembourg.
Wow. Like as someone said, like, wow, it's longer than you've been alive. Like
It
that's a
is.
long time. Like it's a long time. And I'm so honored to be like the one after so many years. I can't wait for the moment that I set foot on that stage with a big audience. I'm so excited, but
It
like
will be
shitting.
goosebumps, I guess. It will be
Yeah,
goosebumps.
yeah, it would be everything. Um, I don't know how like artists cannot get nervous and excited. Like there's certain people that know how to handle it. I'm like everywhere. So yeah.
It will be very exciting for sure. So I think we I covered the most important questions for now. Is there anything you'd like to say to our fans, to the Belgian fans? Because of course we are neighboring countries, the Benelux.
Or
So we're also writing. Actually, our articles are also read by some Dutch readers as well. So we're now the Benelux is complete again at Eurovision Song Contest now. What would you like to
ooh,
say to the other fans, to the Belgian fans, for now?
I would like to say like if you're listening, thank you so much. If you like my song and you're gonna watch, like incredible. Thank you so much. And you're so kind. Like thank you for having me. This was a great interview.
You're very welcome. It was nice for me too, and I hope to meet you again in yeah, well, when in one of the pre-parties or maybe in Malmö, hopefully, because I think it will be a busy time, but you never know. Maybe we cross each other and we can have a chat. So it would be lovely.
Be lovely too.
So for now, Tali, I would wish you a lot of success, fun, especially fun. I think it's very important to enjoy this whole process, and let's see in Malmö for good results for the comeback of Luxembourg.
Thank you. That's so
Would be
kind.
great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.